facing both peak shortages and energy shortages. Fortunately, it has come down to 6%, both peak shortages and the energy shortages. But this has nothing to do with our development. It is largely because of the slowdown of the economy itself that we feel that our shortages have gone down. Out of the total installed capacity of latest figures shows 2,25,000 or 225,000 megawatt includes 28,000 megawatt of renewables. This latest figure I have got. Out of this, the thermal power alone constitutes about 2/3 of the capacity. Due to environmental issues, the displacement issues and the rehabilitation issues associated with the hydropower and the safety issues associated with the nuclear power, thermal generation will continue to play a dominant role in the Indian electricity scenario. But of late, country has been also facing shortage of fossil fuel, both coal and gas, which is required for thermal power generation. The country last year lost over 12 billion kilowatt hour of electricity due to shortage of coal and 73 billion units due to shortage of gas, in spite of import of both of these items. Increasing dependence on imported fuel is also impacting energy security of the country, and of course it is not in the national interest. Fossil fuel is also a major contributor of carbon emission, which Professor Shankar dealt in detail, which also led the government of India to launch a National Action Plan on climate change in the year 2008. In view of this scenario, the renewables provide a very, very viable and sustainable option. We all know the country is endowed with huge renewable potential. Government estimates show wind energy potential 48,000 megawatt, but the studies have shown that with technological advancement, this capacity will be much, much more, in the range of a few hundreds of thousands of megawatt. Apart from this, there is a biomass-based power potential, including cogeneration, small hydropower, and of course unlimited solar power. We receive 5,000 trillion kilowatt hour of electricity equivalent of solar energy on the earth, in India, which works out to about 4 to 7 kilowatt hour per meter square per day. So even if we are able to harness a small fraction of this energy, it will meet the entire requirement of our country. But of course, this is constrained by the availability of non-agricultural land, which is very, very crucial for solar power generation. And here the rooftop solar power provides one viable option. Against this huge potential of renewable-based power, we have been able to harness only about 28,000 megawatts so far. Due to high costs compared to the cost of generation of conventional power, low PLF and low efficiencies, the present cost of generation of renewable power is apparently higher than the cost of conventional power. But as Professor Shankar mentioned, if you go into the real terms at the decentralized level, the household level, the cost of renewable-based power will be at par with the conventional power. But apart from this, there are issues of intermittency and non-reliability and infirm nature of renewable power, which is also a major hindrance to its growth. Therefore, there is a need for more investment and government support for R&D, for upgradation and innovation of technology, for improving both reliability as well as efficiency of power generation for renewables. which will reduce the cost of generation and make it more reliable power. There is also a support for government's financial support and fiscal support till renewable-based grid power attains parity with the conventional power. And this is possible in near future. The way the cost of fossil fuel is increasing, the grid parity for renewables will be achieved very soon. That is my hope. And Germany has shown that it is possible. But till the time renewable-based power attains grid parity in India, in the initial stages, renewable-based power needs both policy as well as regulatory support. The central government has already provided policy support through enabling and facilitating provisions in the Electricity Act 2003, the National Electricity Policy and the Tariff Policy, which together mandate the electricity regulatory commissions to take regulatory measures for promoting generation of renewable-based power, including cogeneration. An important policy initiative of the central government is institution of the Jawaharlal Nehru Solar Mission under the National Action Plan on Climate Change, under which aggregate capacity of 20,000 megawatt of solar power connected to the grid is to be installed by the year 2022. The 12th five-year plan document envisages an installed capacity of 55,000 megawatt of renewable-based power, all renewables taken together.